Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. 24th of August already. How about that? We're looking at 90 degrees for your high for today. Slight chance of a shower or a thunder shower. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Actually, we want to get right to our first guest. It is Mayor Donnie Lee is with us this morning. He's also District 3 Commissioner. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning to your listeners.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much for being here. I also want to thank you for your many years of service to our fair community in law enforcement as well. We thank you for that.
Thank you. Very much appreciated.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that service. Well, sir, we have a swearing-in ceremony at noon. We had an election. Everybody knows about that. It was last Tuesday. Yep. A couple of seats will turn over to, or move positions, etc. But, of course, we have the swearing-in. City Hall, noon today. Sam Kaufman will become the new mayor. We have Chris Massicott being installed as commissioner. A couple of utility board seats, one incumbent, two incumbents, actually, and a newcomer as well, Tim Urbanski. Did I miss anybody? I think we've got it.
I think you got them all.
Oh, Mark Rossi. Excuse me. Mark Rossi.
Rossi.
Oh, I'll hear about it if I forget Mark. No, indeed. So he'll be our incoming District 2 Commissioner, and congratulations to Commissioner Mark Rossi. So we'll see what the direction of the city and the dais takes, if it takes a new direction or any changes that come about. I'm sure we'll discuss those as they occur. It doesn't really help to predict a future that is unknown, but there is some new leadership, and that will take place today at noon. Public invited.
Yes, sir. Let me first start by saying that I'd like to thank Mayor Henriquez for her many years of service to Monroe County in Key West. During the last 2 years, she worked tirelessly as mayor, and, we owe her and her family our gratitude.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. I just want to jump in and second that as well. She has been dedicated to our community for so many decades in several capacities, including, yes, the last 2 years she has worked nonstop with the best interest of Key West at heart, is my belief.
Yes, sir. She did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a witness to that. Yes. But like you said, we had new elections. The people have voted and expressed their will, and we'll have, as you mentioned, a new mayor sworn in today. I'd like to congratulate Mayor-elect, soon-to-be Mayor Sam Kaufman, and our new commissioner Mark Rossi and Chris Massicott. I look forward to working with them as we wait until November for the election result between Wayne Garcia and Sarah Compton, to finalize our new commission. As you said, I'm sure during any transition and new government, there'll be some changes, and I'm sure, that's normal and that's expected. But there's going to be a new commission, and I look forward to working with all of my colleagues on issues and finding common ground, to make Key West a better place to work, live, and play.
Yes, indeed. It's Donnie Lee. He is Vice Mayor, City of Key West. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And the primary election did result in several seats being decided. As you mentioned, though, one district is still going to be voted upon in November, and it will be Sarah Compton versus Wayne Garcia. That will be a pivotal seat. It could really kind of determine the direction of the city and some of the votes going forward. It's been said.
Yeah, there's still that outstanding seat. So, we'll have to see, as I said, what the voters have to say about it. And at the end of the day, we come together and we move forward and we put, we tried to put the past behind us and work on the future. I mean, that's what we need to do. It's been a very, the country is divided and polarized. I think that finally it appeared it reached Key West, which many people didn't think that it would, but it was a very contentious election cycle this time, and we got to start to try to come together.
Yeah,
and when you really slow down and start to talk to, your friends and neighbors and constituents and everyone in town, there's a lot more that we have in common than we disagree with. I just think that, the social media is just so, it's so easy to go, throw a few sentences out or something, and instead of just talking to people like we used to talk to each other. It's harder to be mean when you're in face to face with people. So, we just need to, slow down and take a deep breath and work on the everything we have in common. Like I said, I think we all have a lot more than we realize in common, and we all, at the end of the day, we all want what's best. Our best, we want Key West to be the best place, like I said, to work, live, and play. We may disagree, sometimes on how we get there and the best approach. But at the end of the day, I think it's all our intent. I look forward to working with the new commission and moving Key West forward, to continue to move Key West forward, because, despite what some people say, I think this last commission, we did a lot of good work.
Yes.
We faced a lot of challenges in these 2 years, but we also, we did a lot of good work, and we moved a lot of projects forward. So
that's very true, and you're to be commended. It's Donnie Lee. He is Vice Mayor of the City of Key West, District 3 Commissioner. I also do want to thank, the outgoing District 5 Commissioner, Greg Velez, stepped back into City Hall again, and he served. Even though he probably didn't have the time to do it, he found the time to do it, and we want to thank him for stepping up and filling that role when it was needed.
Absolutely. I'd like to publicly thank Greg Velez for filling in, and I think he did a great job. He brought a perspective, that none of us have. Only the current city manager, Brian Barroso, and Greg was a city manager here in Key West, and I think he brought a unique perspective and had a lot of added value. And he was very thoughtful. And I think Greg is the type of person, if you know Greg or you don't, he's going to tell you exactly what he feels and what he thinks, and let the chips fall where they may. And I think that's a good thing sometimes when you just you put the facts out on the table and it is what it is. But I think he did a great job during his, I think it was 6 months on the commission, and we also owe him and his family gratitude for his service.
Absolutely. Well, and it's interesting too, getting that city manager's perspective. Jim Scholl also has that on the county level as well.
That's right.
Conversations come up quite a bit where he reflects back to his time with the city of Key West a couple of times. And, that is a perspective that's very valued. So we appreciate, again, Greg's expertise and lending us that, and his time and commitment as well. Donnie Lee is with us. He is Vice Mayor, City of Key West, and he is District 3 Commissioner on Good Morning Keys. So we'll just do a quick rundown here, Donnie, of the week to come beyond the swearing-in ceremony at noon. Again, public invited. Got a citizen review board meeting today, a HARC meeting tomorrow, development review committee on Thursday, code enforcement hearing on Thursday, and then early bird cleanup, North Roosevelt Boulevard, Tana, that's on Friday. And that wraps up a busy week into the weekend.
Yep, you said it. I had those on my list here. I'm glad you covered it. Our meetings, as you said, the just a little recap, the Citizens Review Board is today at 5.
Yes.
HARC is tomorrow at 5.
Yep.
The DRC, the Development Review Committee, is at 11 a.m. And on Thursday at 1:30 is a code enforcement hearing. And anyone who's interested in attending those meetings could go to the city's website and get the exact time if they happen to forget. It's posted there on the website.
It is. It is all there. Yep. cityofkeywest-fl.gov. Again, Donnie Lee spending time with us this morning. We appreciate that. He is your Vice Mayor and Commissioner as well, City of Key West. So, Donnie, I know you've got a schedule to keep, and noon will be here before we know it. Anything else that we should mention, though, at this time?
No. I think the first order of business for this new commission, at least until November, is going to be approving a budget in September for the City of Key West. So I think that's what we're going to be focused on over the next month, trying to finalize a budget.
Yep, absolutely. And the new commission will have a chance to look at that. There's been a lot of groundwork already laid by city staff putting together budget recommendations. There will be some workshops coming up. And I did mean to mention that that's going to, that and tax rates and all of that will be soon on the horizon. So we'll be talking about that more as we set weeks.
Sorry, Mike.
No, please.
We'll finalize. There'll be 2 budget meetings in September, and I don't know the dates right now of the meetings, but they'll be posted on the city's website, and that's where we'll formalize and adopt the next budget in September. Those 2 meetings for the next fiscal year. We already, as a commission, set a ceiling. So we already set a ceiling that we cannot go any higher than rollback. But at that workshop in July, we also told the city manager that we thought that there were more reductions that we thought could occur. So I think, we'll end up somewhere at least a rollback -1, or I don't know, maybe even more. But it's all real important, because we have to wait and see if the property tax amendment passes in November. And, going at least to, in my opinion, a rollback -1 budget will better position us as we move forward, in which I do expect that this amendment will pass, and it will better position us in the future for the revenue reductions that we will experience should that amendment pass.
Yes, and Vice Mayor, looks like the public hearing on budget and millage rate will be held at 5:05 p.m. September 10th. And then the second phase of that will be on the I saw it here earlier. Yes, the 23rd of September, public hearing and adoption of the millage rate and city budget. So that'll happen fairly fast as we get into September.
Yep. Sure will.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Well, again, lots to cover in the upcoming weeks. We really appreciate you being here, offering your perspective. And again, thank you for your service in so many ways to our community. Anything else that we should mention before we let you go, sir?
I think that's it.
All
Hope
right.
everybody has a good week.
Thank you. I think we covered it. Thank you so much for being here, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Take care.
Okay, bye now. Donnie Lee, he is Vice Mayor, City of Key West, Commissioner, District 3, Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We return with more Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
Hey, Key West. Dan Hughes here from Historic Pepe's Cafe and Two Friends. Summer specials are here, and there's one number to remember, 1995.
1995.
A summer breakfast, lunch, or dinner menu with a real drink, mimosa for breakfast or something stronger for lunch and dinner for $19.95.
1995.
And desserts included. And Pepe's Happy Hour is now 1 to 6 p.m. More and I love Key West history. And we ain't done yet. Happy summer 2026.
1995.
Hi friends, AJ King here with Kia of Key West. August is here and there's no better time to upgrade your ride before the busy fall season. The all-new Kia K4 delivers bold styling, advanced technology, impressive fuel efficiency, and a comfortable interior that's built for every drive. Whether you're headed back to school, back to work, or just getting ready for something new, the Kia K4 gives you premium features without the premium price. Make this August the month that you drive home in your brand new Kia K4. Come visit us at 2826 North Roosevelt Boulevard or visit us at KiaKeyWest.com. Come see why Kia and the Keys just go together.
For more than 75 years, the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District has helped protect our communities from mosquitoes and mosquito-borne disease. Hi, this is Chad with Florida Keys Mosquito Control, reminding you that the summer mosquito season is here. Daily rains can create standing water around homes, while high tides and wetlands can produce large numbers of aggressive salt marsh mosquitoes across the Florida Keys. That's why FKMCD uses science-based surveillance, larviciding, and targeted treatments to control mosquitoes and help protect public health and quality of life. You can help too by dumping standing water around your property, covering containers that collect rainwater, and using insect repellent when spending time outdoors. As always, Florida Keys Mosquito Control is here to help when you need us. Visit keysmosquito.org for more or call us 305-292-7190. That's 305-292-7190.
Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. Good morning, Keys. It is 8:23. We're going to turn to the city administrator for the city of Key Colony Beach, John Bartus. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
I am doing well, and just wanted to thank you again publicly for your assistance with covering the election results. Joe Moore and myself and you and Todd German, almost the dream team. I don't know if I call myself on that level, but really some people gave us some good comments about the coverage, and your perspective and booming voice and experience in all of those realms really added to the coverage to make it a good night. So thanks for being there.
Well, thank you, and I want to thank you and Joe and Todd also, because it was I thought it really was a good team between the questions we were able to ask and the issues we were able to discuss with the candidates, the winners and the losers, and it's always a good perspective, and it really shows absolute grace for all the people who didn't necessarily win but still showed up anyway to come and congratulate their opponent and move on. And I thought some of that stuff is just the most important stuff when you have an election and you're able to, figure out that we're still all on the same team and we're going to move on and work together.
Yeah, and all were to be commended for stepping up and making the commitment to serve publicly, whether they prevailed or not in the vote. Again, we thank them for their service. We thank you for your service many years in the political realm and now as the city administrator for the city of Key Colony Beach. And we're going to get a new city hall.
We are we're on schedule. Progress is really being made. If you've not been to the city of Key Colony Beach in a while, drive by. We have a city hall that is going up. The outline, the structure of the building is intact. I think they're still waiting on some roof trusses to come in, but once that happens, we'll be able to seal in and weatherproof the interior, and then a lot of other work can get done. But the upper floor walls are already in place. There's windows that are already in there. It's looking really good, and I know a lot of us, especially in the administrative offices and the building department and the police department, we are all waiting to get out of the trailers, and we can't wait. The commission has been fantastic. Got to recognize our mayor, Freddie Foster, for doing the great job that he has done. Also, our vice mayor, Doug Colonel, who's been sort of our project manager. He owns his own contracting company, and he knows this stuff inside and out and has done a great job. Same thing with the rest of the commission, Tom Harding, our secretary treasurer, Tom DeFrancisco, and Kirk Deal. They have really been exemplary in watching the finances and making sure we had everything going that we needed to do. And we were able to finally spend all the money in the grant that we had. We had a $2.28 million grant. And we were able to finally spend it all and get totally reimbursed. And so that is history.
Yeah, well, that is exceptional. Again, we are speaking with John Bartus. He's city administrator for the city of Key Colony Beach. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And while we're commending Mayor Freddie Foster, we also want to congratulate him, as it was announced that he has been elected to serve on the Florida League of Mayors Board of Elections as an at-large member. That is exceptional as well. Florida League of Mayors brings municipal mayors from across Florida to strengthen leadership, share ideas, best practices, and provide a strong voice on issues affecting cities and local governments. So the city of Key Colony Beach is small but mighty and has an even bigger voice on the statewide stage now.
Yes, as somebody who was a card-carrying member of the Florida League of Cities for a lot of years myself, to be elected or appointed to that position is really it's good. Florida League of Cities is an amazing organization. I went to their annual conferences for so many years, and you always learn something there. I mean, from early on, in my work with the city of Marathon, the Florida League of Cities conference was how I found out how the city needed to set up a stormwater utility so we could go after grants and pursue some funding. And the same thing, Freddie just got back from this year's and said, he always says, you always learn something when you go to one of these. It's good to get the perspective of all the other different elected officials from around the state and see how they do things. There's great educational breakout sessions, and I was sort of upset I couldn't go this year, but it was good. and it's always good. And congratulations to Mayor Foster on that appointment.
Yes, well, indeed. And that's a great piece of news coming out of Key Colony Beach. Also, another successful sea turtle nest hatching in Key Colony Beach, too, putting it in the news in a very positive light. So that is exciting as well. And that was great to see that, too. Save a Turtle excavated turtle nest. Looks like number 3 here recently, and there were pictures on the website about that.
Yeah, it's the amazing thing about Key Colony Beach is that it has become a turtle nesting beach. And what we're trying to do there, there's, any beach down here has issues with, shoreline erosion and things like that. And so we're investigating some grants to design some shoreline stabilization projects. And we're trying to do this so it would affect all that beachfront area of Key Colony Beach. And it's very early on in the process, and we're only going for some grants for some engineering studies and some planning. But I think there's something that we can do to help stabilize the shoreline. And it's projects and it's technology that's being used elsewhere. They're looking at Coco Plum Beach and Marathon, I believe Sio's Beach up in Isla Morada, and there's some stuff on Pigeon Key they're looking at too. So there's some wave attenuation devices we're looking at possibly installing and being able to put that in Key Colony Beach to help not just break up the waves that come on and wash the sand away, but also help collect and keep new sand.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, also speaking of projects, the storm drain, well, that contract looks like that's going to be awarded or has been awarded as well. So we'll see progress there.
It is going to be awarded, and we also have out for bid right now. We're able to get a grant from the Florida Division of Emergency Management to storm harden and elevate some of our lift stations for our wastewater system. And we had, after Hurricane Irma, we had 3 of those go down because of saltwater intrusion. So we're getting those elevated higher above, and with that grant is going to help us storm harden our wastewater system even more.
Yes. Well, again, it's John Bartus. He is City Administrator, City of Key Colony Beach on Good Morning Keys. And as I look at the calendar of events for the City of Key Colony Beach, looks like the Pilates people are taking over. They've got events all over the place there. Seems like you're striving to be the Pilates capital of Florida there as a result.
Pilates are important. I have done those, and they're really good at core strengthening. But that's one of the things about Key Colony Beach is just there's things for different interests. You got the Pilates people. The pickleball club does a great job managing our pickleball courts and bringing people in. Same thing with our recreation committee that works hard on our tennis. And we're looking at finally, hopefully within the next few months, finally getting the basketball court, the half court put down and constructed. We've gone out to bid a couple of times for that, and we think we have a contractor that will work with us on this. And so we've promised the recreation committee we're going to get this done, and we will.
Okay, very good. Well, let's see. The next city commission meeting will be coming up. We had one on the 20th, and then again next month on the 17th. Anything that we should highlight from the recently passed meeting?
There's going to be I believe a second reading of an ordinance, but for the most part, we'll see what comes up. We've got a time to put the agenda together and work on the next one and find out what issues are going to come before us. I know we'll definitely have more city hall updates, and that's going to be good.
Yes. Well, nothing controversial then. That's always a good thing.
It is always a good thing.
That's intentional as well.
Yes.
All right, John. Well, I know you've got a busy week to get to. We thank you for making the time to visit with us this morning. But anything else we should mention regarding the City of Key Colony Beach?
I don't think anything necessarily for Key Colony Beach. I will put out that we are going to be ramping up Presence in Paradise season here really soon. Yeah. So we've got new this year, looks like in November, I think it's going to be Saturday the 14th. We have our first inaugural Presence in Paradise golf tournament that'll be coming up over at Florida Keys Country Club. We'll have our annual Boo Bash, which is going to be October 30th at Havana Jacks. And that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Costume contest, family friendly. Definitely we'll probably have a kids division this year and raise some money for Presence in Paradise, thanks to Havana Jacks. And then we'll have sometime also November or early December our big celebration that we have every year, and that's the Elks Lodge of Marathon, who puts on a really good spaghetti or barbecue dinner for us every year.
I was just going to mention President's Paradise, and thank you so very much to you and your wife for continuing with Presidents in Paradise, which she founded, if I'm not mistaken.
She founded that. Right now, we're Ken Wolf. I don't know if you know him. He works at Baptist Hospital or Baptist Hospital Systems here at Fisherman's Hospital. He's our new president, and he's doing a great job.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I just glanced down and saw that it is 4 months till Christmas Eve. So
yes. And not only that, but it's also, I believe, was it the 34th anniversary of Hurricane Andrew that came back down here. Today was the anniversary of that. Yes, and I remember that one very well.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, hopefully won't see that anytime soon again.
No, but everybody needs, even though this is a super El Nino year, you still need to remain diligent, and it only takes one. And Andrew happened during an El Nino year. There was a first named storm, August. So
yeah, and that's a good argument for a robust new city hall, because those trailers would not make it through another storm, that's for sure.
No, they will not.
All right, sir. Well, thank you very much, John, for all that you do for our community and have done over these many years. Let's look forward to a dinner with our spouses, and they can hear us talk shop and roll their eyes. So
that'd be wonderful.
All right. Take care. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Michael.
Take care. Bye now. It is John Bartus. He's city administrator, city of Key Colony Beach. Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. Good morning. It's 8:34.
Right now, there's a critical need for foster parents in the Florida Keys. If you can offer love and support to a child or sibling group, you can be a foster parent. Wesley House Family Services' next foster parent training classes begin August 25th and are offered online via Zoom. If you've ever thought about fostering, now is the time. It only takes one caring adult to make a difference in a child's life. Call Amy Eichen at 305-809-5020 or visit wesleyhouse.org to learn more. Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
Hey folks, summer's here and the deals are hot at Key West Toyota. We've got a huge selection of trucks, new Tacomas and Tundras with great deals, all backed by our local deal match guarantee that can't be beat. So come see the people you know, like, and trust on the Boulevard or at KeyWestToyota.com. We've got the keys.
Everything you need is here at Keys Auto Center.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. And we are going to 90 degrees today. Slight chance of rain throughout the day as well for the next couple of days. But otherwise, 90, not quite as hot as it has been here in the recent past. We're going to say good morning to Daniel Samese, President and CEO of the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. Good morning to you, Daniel.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here with us again this morning. So, the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce, obviously always representing the business community throughout the Middle Keys. And we had, you actually moderated a political forum there earlier, always making sure that our voters are informed and engaged. And we had the the elections on Tuesday. So now we move on back to kind of regular business. And Marathon Chamber of Commerce always providing not only advocacy, but the opportunity for businesses to network. And we've got another opportunity coming up September 17th, business after hours at the beautiful Hawks Cay.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, Michael. I think it's September 9th, I believe.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Second Monday. No worries. All good, my friend. It happens. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, well, the 9th then. We'll make sure that we make sure the people are there. But Hawks Cay, what a beautiful setting it is.
Yeah, absolutely. They do such a nice job. Hawks Cay, one of our largest resorts in the Middle Keys, but they actually do a lot with our community. In fact, they'll be hosting two, what I consider local, favorites as far as marathon in the Middle Keys. They're going to be hosting the Best of Marathon coming up in September, which is a lot of fun with the weekly and our Marathon Rotary Club. And then they'll be hosting the Marathon Chamber Annual Awards banquet on October 16th, Michael, also as well.
That's coming up already, isn't it? That's amazing.
It is. We are already starting to plan with my board and my committees. And, we're looking forward to a really fun time. Maybe a couple new fun things we'll introduce because while we have business to attend to as far as giving out really great annual business awards, installing new board of directors, saying goodbye to ones going off, we also like to have fun in between, of course, and make it a really enjoyable event. People get all dressed up, Michael. It's a lot of fun, and there's not many opportunities to get all dressed up. But if you're one of the ladies, put your high heels on. Even for the guys, to put on a suit if you want to, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and do we have some sponsors returning to thank for the banquet yet?
Yeah, we do actually. We really just keep it simple. We have one main title sponsor. And for the second year in a row, it's Hotwire Communications. So Marcelo and Margarita and their crew have just been so amazingly supportive of not only the Marathon Chamber, but the community itself and up and down the Keys. They do a lot with Pigeon Key also. So they're our title sponsor for the 2026 awards banquet, Hotwire Communications. So big shout out. They provide internet for businesses and condo associations, resorts, and they have a lot of accounts here in Marathon and up and down the Keys as well. So again, thank you to Hotwire for being so supportive of that. And Hawks Cay also, Michael, just really goes out of their way. The staff, Bob, their GM there, and the whole team do a really good job at, making it as affordable as they can for us. And again, just really always saying yes to any of our requests. Even they'll do room block too, Mike. So like if you and the wife want to come make a staycation out of it, since I know you guys live in the lower Keys, it's a nice way to do that. And they offer really discounted room rates the night of our banquet or the weekend.
Yeah, it's a great event. So that is coming up. Give us the date again, if you would.
October 16th.
16th. That is etched in your brain, I am sure. So,
man, it is. Yeah, we've been pushing out save the dates already. For that, we'll be mailing out an official invitation. We like to go kind of old school with that and keep it a little bit formal. But yeah, you could just RSVP right on the chamber website, FloridaKeysMarathon.com for members. And we're keeping the price the same again this year. Also, no increases, which is good. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun evening.
Yeah, Daniel Samese, President, CEO, Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. There's also a raffle coming up with that.
Yeah, that's a really big part of it, Michael. It's an annual raffle. Again, that helps to raise monies for the scholarships we provide to high school seniors every year. And it culminates at the awards banquet where we draw the winners. You do not have to be present to win. So you could buy your tickets, and if you're not at the event, you still have a great chance to win, of course, and we'll get the prize to you. But yeah, it's $30 a ticket or 4 for $25. I'm sorry, 4 for $100. So you're saving $5 a ticket there. And then, we'll have a bunch of good prizes, $2,000 cash or a vacation of your choice. We have 3 options to choose from. I don't have it right in front of me, but I know one of them is a Kennedy Space Tour for 4 people. And one of them is also at the Players Championship up at Ponte Vedra Beach. Yeah, for the golf. So you get passes to the tournament. Really fun time. Or you could take the cash. Most people take the cash, but we also have other prizes too. Second place is a 2-night stay at the Islander Resort with a poolside private cabana and dinner for 2 at their great restaurant called Drift. That's a really cool package. And then another one is a private poolside cabana for 2 adults and 2 kids for the day, just to go make a fun little day trip out of it up there. And then we also have a 2-night stay at the Marker Resort down in Key West.
Wow.
And $100 gift card to the Rum House, a great local restaurant in Grassy Key, a really high-end place. So they do a really good job there as well. So all kinds of good prizes, Michael. And we only sell up to 500 tickets total.
Mm-hmm. And those tickets are available to members and non-members as well? Is that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely, Michael. They're available to anyone. You don't even have to live here. You could literally be a visitor coming into our visitor center, buy a ticket, give yourself a chance to win. Maybe you'll get a free vacation in the Keys or the cash or another vacation.
Yeah.
And again, because it all benefits a really good cause, it's open to anyone. And again, we cap it at 500 tickets only. So if we sell out before the awards banquet on October 16th, that's fine. We'll still draw the winners there, and we'll 500. So you have good odds.
Yeah,
good odds.
Really do. And this goes back to scholarships in our community, doesn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely. The Marathon Chamber Board of Directors take so much pride in awarding those every year. Believe we gave out $13,000 or so this year in scholarships. And what's really cool is 6 of those scholarships, Michael, were to kids going into a trade or a vocational program, which are my board of directors, again, kind of added that a few years back. They want to support kids going a non-traditional route.
Yeah.
Kids going into, welding school or, apprenticeship program in the trades, as a carpenter, things like that, or even radiology tech. We've given a few out for a couple of young ladies that were going to study radiology tech, and in a few years they'll be working in a hospital or, and helping people, get those imaging tests they need to hopefully get better. So really good stuff. We love doing that.
Absolutely. Daniel Samese, President, CEO, Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce on Good Morning Keys. You had mentioned your board of directors a few times. We have an election coming up, don't we?
Yes, sir, we do. You're the king of the segues, Mike. I gotta give you props for that. You've been doing this just a little bit.
A couple years.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So every year this time is when we have our chamber board elections for the Marathon Chamber. This year there are 7 openings. One has to be from the lodging industry per the way our bylaws work. The other 6 are open seats, but 7 total. And any member in good standing, any member of the Marathon Chamber in good standing can nominate themselves. All you gotta do is just reach out to me and I'll get you an application, quickly fill out, and we'll get you on the ballot. The ballots will go out about the first week of September, just after Labor Day. And then we count them, I believe it's the 3rd Friday. I think that's around the 17th or 18th of September. And then we'll announce the winners just right after that. So exciting time always, bringing on some new, saying goodbye to folks terming out and saying hello to folks coming in. And it means so much to me as, the CEO. I work for them at their pleasure and at our members' pleasure. But, they're doing this as a, volunteering their time. As you know, Michael, it's an unpaid position. It's a volunteer 2-year term, and we try to not work them too hard, but I think a lot of them find that it's really rewarding. And you're elected by your colleagues, by your fellow business members. So what an honor for those who get on, and for everyone who puts their name out there. It's not easy, right? That's why I always have respect for anyone running for a seat, whether it's a volunteer one or, a local election like county commission or mosquito board, control board, things like that. It's not easy putting yourself out there. It's not easy, if you don't make it through, of course. And even when you do, then the real work starts, and it's always more than you maybe think it is. So I'm truly appreciative of everyone who puts their name out there.
Yes, as are we. It is Daniel Samese, President, CEO, Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. Daniel, we're thankful to you as well for all of your service to our community in so many different capacities, including serving at the pleasure of the Visit Florida and Florida Keys as well. And I know you remain active in that organization as well, making sure that the business interests of our community are well represented. So thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure. And funny enough, I'm en route right now to Key West to attend the TDC, monthly board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's always exciting to hear from Kara, our CEO for Visit Florida Keys, and her team on all the great new things that they're doing. And I don't know how she does it, but she obviously has a great team behind her, which enables her to do it. But, going through the whole certification process to be an official certified destination management organization, which we'd never done before. We just received, I think, initial approvals for that and top honors and other great programs that she's doing, that is really innovative. She's actually been getting invited to speak all over the country and the world to talk about some of these new programs. So I think when that's happening, you kind of know that you're doing something right when others are saying, can you please talk about what you're doing in the Keys, because we want to learn more and maybe try to emulate that. So, it's really neat.
Yeah,
I'm really proud.
I was just going to say, people respect results, and that's what we're getting here. Please do give my best to Kara and the rest of the team there at Visit Florida Keys, and thank them for all that they do as well.
Yeah, and funny enough, some of the stats I love to report always on that, Michael, are because of what they do and because of the tourism that we are lucky to have because of those efforts. It actually saves property owners close to $1,200 a year on their property taxes, believe it or not, because of the subsidization we enjoy from visitors and all the monies that they spend here, and not just bed taxes, but sales tax dollars and just monies being spread around the community, and how that subsidizes local government, and then they don't need to charge us as much. I know property tax is a hot topic, of course, right now, but with what our TDC is doing, it's already saving us about $1,200 a year as a property tax owner. And I know there's still other things that we need to work on as well, but I always like to mention that stat because not everyone's aware of it.
Yeah, it's very important. Well, Daniel, with that, we'll need to let you go and concentrate on your driving there, unless there's anything else we need to mention at this time.
Nope, just tell Sheriff Ramsay to clear our path so I make it on time. And just kidding. As Rick always tells me, there's no get out of jail free passes, Daniel. I don't care who you are or how important you might think you are.
No, so, that's right. Yeah, everyone is equal in front of the law. That's for sure.
That's
well,
right.
keep that in mind. But thank you, Daniel. Be safe, and thanks for all that you do. We'll talk soon, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take care.
Bye now. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We return with more Good Morning Keys in just a bit.
If you're on vacation to relax and have fun, we have an app for that. The Greenhouse carries products that can help you reconnect with your inner child, dance with confidence, reduce stress, and we have others that'll help you relax with a good night's sleep.
Whether you're a cannabis connoisseur or just canna curious, our team of highly trained bud tenders are here to help you reach all your vacation goals.
Just dance your way into one of our many locations and share your goals with one of our highly trained bud tenders. All product recommendations come with a money-back guarantee, no medical card needed. You just have to be 21 or older.
I tried the Greenhouse Guarantee, 100% satisfaction or your money back, and I'm still smiling.
The Greenhouse. We spell it with 3 E's so that you can't say it without smiling. If smiling is your goal today, then type the word green with 3 E's into your browser and find the Greenhouse that's closest to you.
Stop on by and say hi.
We're up and down the Florida Keys and other parts of South Florida.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-587-9183.
Get ready to laugh out loud with the Greenhouse Giggles. Brought to you by the Greenhouse Dispensaries of Florida. Monday through Friday, it's a hand-picked lineup of timeless TV comedy that guarantees smiles, chuckles, and full-on giggles. Each episode features legendary performers like Red Skelton, Bob Hope, The Three Stooges, Betty White, George Burns, Milton Berle, Dick Van Dyke, and so many more. So catch the giggles for Greenhouse Giggles, weekdays 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Sponsored by the Greenhouse, here on Keys Living TV.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Well, that 10% chance of rain for today just turned into 100% in parts of the Keys because it's been raining a little bit here. So be careful on the roadways. Those conditions can change quickly. Also be aware, of course, school is in session. Had plenty of advance notice. Those school zones are being enforced, and you must heed all the laws when it comes to school buses. And Sheriff Rick Ramsay gave us a little bit of a tutorial on that last week. We say welcome once again to the Sheriff. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Good morning to your listeners. Beautiful day, and I did come through some rain as I'm heading to Key West. There was some rain in the lower Keys, so I can say there's a 100% chance there, like you said.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. The 10% just got lifted to 100 there temporarily anyway. So, yes, we had a fairly busy week here where most recently a woman was arrested on battery on law enforcement. 28-year-old Jacksonville woman was arrested a couple of days ago. She threw a bag containing personal belongings at a deputy during a domestic call. Now, we've talked about people, especially domestic calls, where they can escalate the call and the actions due to their own actions. In this case, she made intentional actions to get herself arrested, apparently.
She did. This is not the smartest woman, but this was a domestic disturbance that we dealt with. And this person was very combative, argumentative on scene, would not cooperate with officers. When asked to leave, wouldn't leave, continued to argue with officers. She seemed to want to go to jail as much as we couldn't get compliance from her. At some point in time, she did say, I'm going to make you have to do something. And then she took and threw a bag and some stuff at the officers, striking the officers, throwing stuff at them. So what she alluded to was, yes, that she was going to make us have to do something. And we did. We did not want to. We tried to give her every chance to leave, to cooperate, to seek compliance. But when you are dead set on going to jail and you make those type of statements and then you throw items and hit officers with them, you commit a battery. So she went to jail for a battery on a law enforcement officer. So these are alcohol-influenced decisions, which when a person sobers up, they look back, they probably say, I wish I wouldn't have done that. And I'm sure the next day she was saying just that. You stop and think before you speak and control your alcohol and your anger management. But as we deal with, our job is dealing with anger management each and every day.
Yeah.
Domestic cases are very dangerous. As we see, the suspects turn on officers pretty quickly, and the officers become the subject matter of their attacks.
Yeah. Well, and this was a kind of a building situation, multiple altercations among a group of people throughout the day, ultimately became physical, and sheriff's deputies were called 2:14 in the morning. Alcohol involved, never really good combination at that time of the morning as well. And it wasn't an instance where this woman was looking for some assistance. She apparently was the aggressor in this case. So she did go to jail as she had wished. So anyway, Rick Ramsay, I'm sorry, sir, go ahead.
I'm about to say, she got some assistance, all right. She got a free ride to my bed and breakfast. But yeah, not much good happens after midnight. I always say that, right?
You do, and there's another case in point. Well, we had a 62-year-old Key Largo man arrested last week, threatening to shoot a delivery driver. That's not good either. He was charged with assault. Stated he was attempting to, the delivery driver stated attempting to deliver a package to an RV park in the Upper Keys. It looks like, yeah, Key Largo, approximately 9:25 p.m. Fogel informed him he was on the wrong lot and to leave before the perpetrator was going to shoot him. How about that? Well, the victim did not see the gun However, Fogel got into the vehicle, followed the delivery driver, so he continued to be aggressive, attempting to block his exit of the park property. And then the victim was positively identified. The suspect, Fogel, taken to jail.
Yeah, you just wonder what's in people's mind. Delivery driver just trying to do his job, trying to deliver a package, and sometimes you're at the wrong location. But delivery drivers are generally not aggressive. And when he came to this lot, the individual became very upset, aggravated, as you said, saying that you're not at the right location, leave or else I'm going to shoot you. And the delivery driver did just what this guy wanted. Tried to leave, tried to get back in his vehicle, tried to leave. So he was compliant with what the property owner wanted him to do. But yet the property owner then jumped in the truck, started following him. And as you said, blocking him in, keeping him from able to leave the property of the RV park, which is, again, contrary to what he wanted the guy to do. So, you can never make threats to shoot somebody. We're going to take every threat of violence serious, and we're going to hold people accountable, and we're going to believe that you had an intent to shoot somebody. So he was arrested on an assault charge. Again, we don't understand why somebody would make these poor decisions. But poor decisions lead to, for every action is a reaction. And the reaction from the sheriff's office was to arrest him, to stop any potential future threat of violence or any act of violence, and win him a free trip to the bed and breakfast in Key West.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Sheriff Rick Ramsay with us, Sheriff of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. And we had an unfortunate incident whereby an individual was struck by lightning last week. And please give us an update and details on that.
What a freak accident. This was a backcountry fisherman who fishes out of Bud and Mary's, an 80-mile marker, that had a charter and had left the dock and was going on the bay, heading out to do their fishing trip. And squalls, as we know, come out of nowhere. Well, some type of squall came up and lightning struck right next to the boat. And it hit the water next to the boat and radiated from the water onto the boat where the captain had the steering wheel in his hand. Somehow it went in through the boat and came out the steering wheel and shocked this individual pretty extensively.
Wow.
And the lightning strike was so severe, it killed the engine, because engines are electronic based, so it's not uncommon to be able to blow out some components. So the engine was dead. Captain's non-responsive. The passengers are on the boat, freaking out. They call 911, so the sheriff's office 911 dispatch center gets the call. We're trying to figure out where they're at. We're trying to get help out, resources out. We're contacting our friends at U.S. Coast Guard, FWC, Sheriff's Office, Fire Rescue, trying to get everything coordinated to get this vessel, get the victim to shore, render aid. We're having to work with CTOW, which had to eventually tow the vessel in. The person that brought to shore, emergency services are working on him. He's put on trauma star. He's critical. I understand he had to be intubated on the way up. Got to the hospital in Miami. I think he was in a coma for 3 days. I just heard, I think yesterday, I got contacted. Someone told me he woke up from the coma and the outcome was looking positive.
Good.
So freak accident. But again, the Trauma Star Air Medical Program is so critical when it comes to, whether you live or die, and saving people's lives on any type of trauma, including in this case, a lightning strike.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Trauma Star is there, vigilant and at the ready, and saving lives, much like it did in this case as well. We did have a car crash also involving a pedestrian, and if you can maybe give us details.
Yes, the details are a little sketchy. This is about 6:30 this morning in Alamorada. This was a SUV vehicle and a pedestrian. The vehicle struck the pedestrian. The vehicle remained on scene, called in police, fire, rescue, rendered aid. The female who was struck was pretty critical, was pretty bad off. Trauma Star was dispatched, launched. We picked up this patient as a critical air flight and air back this person to Jackson in Miami. So we still wait and see what her condition is. We're praying for this woman's positive outcome. But the vehicle versus pedestrians are really serious in nature. Again, appears to be a freak accident. Accident is being investigated by FHP. So details are still ongoing as part of the ongoing investigation. But end of the day is, again, Trauma Star out there picking up people and saving lives and doing some critical flights.
Yes, sir. Well, Sheriff, thank you for those details. We hope and pray for the individual afflicted there and for her recovery. Also, we've got the resource cases continuing to be in the news and enforcement against those who would, prey upon our resources in an illegal manner. This happened last week as well. 2 were cited for illegal lobster catches. One individual was found to be in possession of 3 undersized lobster. Another individual, 6 undersized lobster. Both issued mandatory notice to appear in court citation against the wildlife regulations and laws. So thank you to your resource officers who continue to protect our resources. That was one of a couple of cases from last week. Illegal stone crab also found with a person from Virginia harvesting lobster and stone crab as well, out of season.
It's nonstop trying to protect our resources. The people poaching each and every day down south. Louis Gardena, my Marine officer, has been doing a really good job. He was involved in all these cases. One case, as you just said, had 2 males from South Florida that were down here and harvesting undersized lobster. As you said, yes, there was a total of 9 undersized, 3 by one person, 6 by the other. This was up around Sunshine Key Campground is where they were encountered harvesting these lobsters. So they were both given notice to appear. Lewis also got an individual who had an out-of-season stone crab. It looked to be undersized, and besides that he had encountered, and we as well cited him a notice to appear. And then we took a person actually to physical custody and took him to jail. We had a male who was in possession of 6 queen conch, which we know are protected. This was a 48-year-old male from Oklahoma, again around the Sunshine Key area. So we found him in possession of 6 queen conch that he just harvested. So we got to protect these. These species are just now rebounding from about a 30-year hiatus where it's been illegal to harvest conch, and it still is, because they were almost wiped out, almost extinct. They're just starting to make a comeback, and we see these people that are just trying to harvest the conchs. Sometimes we see it for the meat, sometimes we see it for the shell. But again, the same officer, Louis Gardena, did a great job, and we did have to make an arrest in this case due to the severity of the impact.
Yes, sir. Well, again, Sheriff Rick Ramsay, Sheriff of Monroe County, thanks to Deputy Gardena for his enforcement actions and diligence on the job there as well. So we've covered a lot of ground. It was a busy week. I'm sure there's another busy week ahead of all of us, especially you, sir. Anything else, though, we should mention before we let you go?
Oh, I want to thank my team. On Friday, we spent the afternoon and evening in Alamorada with the Special Olympics. They were having the paddleboard competition. There was 11 counties from Florida represented. So big showing. Founders Park, City of Alamorada did a great job to host them. Monroe County Special Olympics, the host agency. Sheriff's Office had a huge turnout. I want to thank my team members. I had team members all the way from Key West, driving all the way up to Founders Park at the 90 to be part of this. So it was a good, strong showing that day. And next day, I had a lot of my team members out there, patrol boats, to make sure that the Olympians were safe and secure. So it was a good, proud day for the Sheriff's Office to help honor these athletes and make sure it's a safe event for all. Although one of the athletes' mother had a heart attack the day after and had to be flown out by Trauma Star again. So that was a sad part of this event. This special needs athlete down here with a mother who's now had to be flown out did make it a very difficult, challenging situation. But we again, whatever comes up, we try to deal with and try to make it as easy as possible. So it's just a part of our job is whatever comes our way, we're going to deal with it.
Well, indeed. We thank you and your entire staff of deputies, law enforcement personnel, support personnel for not only their service on the job, but their community commitment off the job as well, and evidenced by all that they do in our community. So we thank everyone on your team for your service. With that, sir, we'll let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us again this week. We'll talk soon, sir.
All right. Have a good day, you and your listeners. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, sir. It is Sheriff Rick Ramsay with the Sheriff of Monroe County, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. It's time for Glenn Beck.